the only practical solution is that we share the apartment.
I accept.
What?
I accept. I may be stubborn, but I'm not stupid.
You mean it?
I have a daughter who goes to school, and I have to start looking for a job. You have a key. I'd have to stay on guard all day long to keep you out. I accept. You win. Get your bags. You get the small bedroom.
What the hell am I getting myself into, huh?
Thank you. And now, with the classic comedy of What's on First, Who's on First, Barbara Dunnington and Tom Dunnington as Abbott and Costello.
Well, Costello, I'm going to New York with you. Lucky Harris, the Yankees manager, gave me a job as a coach as long as you're on the team.
Look, Abbott, if you're the coach, you must know all the players.
I certainly do.
Well, you know, I've never met the guys, so you'll have to tell me their names, and then I'll know who's playing on the team.
Oh, I'll tell you their names. But you know, it seems to me they give these ball players nowadays some very peculiar names.
You mean funny names?
Strange names, pet names like Dizzy Dean.
And his brother Daffy.
Yeah, Daffy Dean. Well, let's see. We have on the bags who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out.
I say, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Are you the manager?
Yes.
And you're going to coach too?
Yes.
And you don't even know these fellas' names?
Well, I should.
Well, then who's on first?
Yes.
No, I mean the fella's name.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
The guy playing.
Who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
That's it.
That's who?
Yes.
Look, you got a first baseman,
Certainly.
and who's playing first?
That's right.
When you pay out the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it.
All I'm trying to find out is the fella's name on first base.
Who?
The guy that gets,
That's it.
who gets the money?
He does. Every dollar of it. Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes. What's wrong with her?
I want to know is when you sign up the first baseman, how does he sign his name?
Who?
The guy.
Who?
How does he sign?
That's how he signs it.
Who?
Yes.
All I'm trying to find out is what's the guy's name on first base.
No, what's on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
One base at a time.
Well, don't go changing the players on me.
I'm not changing nobody.
Take it easy, buddy.
I'm only asking you, who's the guy on first base?
That's right.
Okay,
All right.
what's the guy's name on first base?
No, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking about him.
How do I get on third base?
Well, you mentioned his name.
If I mentioned the third baseman's name, who did I say is playing third?
No, who's playing first?
What's on base?
What's on second?
I don't know.
He's on third.
There I go, back on third again. Would you just stay on third base and don't get off?
All right, what do you want to know?
Now, who's playing third base?
Now, why do you keep insisting on putting who on third base?
What am I putting on third?
No, what is on second?
You don't want who on second?
Who is on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
Look, you got an outfield?
Sure.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
I just thought I'd ask you.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
Then who's playing left field?
Who's playing first?
I'm not. Stay out of the infield. I want to know who's the guy's name. What's the guy's name in left field?
No, what is on second?
I'm not asking you what's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
Because,
Oh, he's the center fielder.
look, you got a pitcher on this team?
Sure.
The pitcher's name.
Tomorrow.
You don't want to tell me today?
I'm telling you now.
Then go ahead.
Tomorrow.
What time?
What time what?
What time tomorrow? You're going to tell me who's pitching.
Now listen, who is not pitching?
I'll break your arm if you say who's on first. I want to know what's the pitcher's name.
What's on second?
I don't know.
Third base.
Got a catcher?
Certainly.
The catcher's name.
Today.
Yeah, today. And tomorrow's pitching.
That's right.
All we got on this team is a couple of days. You know, I'm a catcher too.
Yeah, so they tell me.
Yeah, I get behind the plate to do some fancy catching. Tomorrow's pitching on my team, and a heavy hitter gets up. Now, the heavy hitter bunts the ball. When he bunts the ball, me being a good catcher, I'm going to throw the guy out on first. So I pick up the ball and I throw it to who?
Now that's the first thing you said right.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's all you have to do.
It's throw the ball to first base.
Yes,
Now who's got it?
naturally.
Look, if I throw the ball to first base, somebody's got to get it. Now who has it?
Naturally.
Who?
Naturally.
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 So I pick up the ball and I throw it to naturally.
No, you don't. You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's different.
That's what I said.
You're not saying it.
I throw the ball to naturally.
You throw it to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
That's what I said.
You ask me.
I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
Now you ask me.
You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
It's the same as you. It's the same as you. Look, I throw the ball to who? Whoever it is, he drops the ball and the guy runs to second. Who picks up the ball and throws it to what? What then throws it to? I don't know. Throws it back to tomorrow. Triple play. Another guy gets up. It's a long fly ball to because. Why? I don't know. He's on third base and I don't give a damn.
What?
I said I don't give a damn.
Oh, that's our shortstop.
Thank you. Next scene is the first scene from Runs in the Family with Phil Adams as David and Sean McCarthy as Jane. In this scene, it takes place in St. Andrew's Hospital in London. Dr. David Mortimer is preparing to deliver the important Ponsonby lecture at an international conference when suddenly he gets an unexpected visitor.
Hello, neurologists. We're fortunate in this country to have more than sufficient funds to maintain a robust, vigorous health service. However, I see that we have the Junior Minister for Health in the audience, and for him I'd like to plead poverty. Now, although I must be brief, I would like to compliment the government on just being what we need them to be, and that they should, in the end, be...
Excuse me.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
This is the doctor's common room.
Yes, I know.
Patient's waiting room is downstairs in the main hall.
It's you I want to see, Dr. Mortimer.
The receptionist will make an appointment for you, and I'm afraid you'll need a note from your GP.
It's me, Dr. Mortimer. Jane!
Jane? Oh, good heavens! Nurse Tate.
I didn't mean to give you a shock.
Yes, well, no, well, good heavens.
It's been a long time, over 18 years.
Oh, good heavens, and you don't look a day older.
Is that why you recognized me right away?
Well, no more than a day, and you were always the prettiest on the ward.
And that's what you said to all the nurses.
Oh, nonsense. You were the prettiest, and as far as I was concerned, the most efficient.
As far as you are concerned, I was certainly the most accommodating.
Nurse Tate, please. I don't do what we did with all the nurses.
Just some of them, eh?
Miss Tate, oh, Jane, I'm a very happily married man.
You were a very happily married man 18 years ago.
Yes, I was, and I still am. Anyway, to the best of my recollection, you were perfectly willing.
Yes, of course. It was wonderfully naughty and romantic, rolling around out back there on the sluice room floor.
Well, it's grand to see you after all this time.
Oh, God. May I sit down? My knees are knocking.
Well, I'm a bit worried about the time, actually. I'm delivering the Ponsonby lecture this morning.
I should have told you 18 years ago.
Told me what?
Didn't you ever wonder why I suddenly left the hospital without even saying goodbye properly?
Well, I do remember thinking it seemed a bit strange, a bit abrupt.
I was expecting.
Expecting what?
After what we did, what do you think I was expecting?
Well, it couldn't have been a raise.
I left the hospital to have a baby.
A baby? A baby?
Yes,
We had a baby?
it was my fault. Stupid a nurse getting herself pregnant.
Well, hardly brilliant for a doctor either. Do you mind if I sit down?
Can I get you anything?
Like a cigar? No, I can't sit down. I've got to see Sir Willoughby Drake in 5 minutes, and my wife will be here any moment. Oh my God, my wife! Oh, this really was one hell of. It might not be mine, of course, Miss Tate.
It is. There wasn't anyone else.
Oh, good.
I so nearly told you at the time, but then I thought there was no need to make a mess of your life as well. You were ambitious, hoping to specialize.
Well, Miss Tate, this really is a very busy morning for me. Why have you suddenly decided to tell me after all this time?
Because of Leslie.
Leslie?
That's our son.
Our little baby's a little boy, is he?
Les is quite a big boy now.
Yes, I suppose he would be.
Well, I'd always told Leslie that his father's middle name was Tate, and that I was Mrs. Tate.
Oh, that's very good.
And that Mr. Tate had died when Leslie was a tiny baby 17 years ago.
Oh, excellent.
Climbing the Himalayas.
Himalayas?
I thought it was nice for a little boy to have a picture of his daddy as a sort of romantic hero.
Fine.
Then yesterday I told Les the truth.
You did what?
It was his 18th birthday.
And that was his present, was it?
No. I'd come round to thinking that when he was 18, he should know the real truth about his father.
Miss Tate!
I didn't say it was you exactly. I mean, not by name.
What did you say exactly?
Just that I'd had an affair with the young doctor here in St. Andrews when I was a trainee nurse, and that he was already married.
Oh, that was all right.
No, it wasn't. I didn't appreciate what it would mean to Les. All day yesterday he went on about it. I'd never seen him like this, laughing and crying.
God!
And as it was his birthday, we'd have some champagne. I don't think that helped.
But you didn't actually tell him my name.
No, but this morning the poor boy was in dreadful condition. He'd taken some pills last night because he couldn't sleep. But they hadn't worked, so he'd finished off the champagne.
Good God!
Washing down that with half a bottle of gin.
Champagne, gin and pills?
Yes.
Well, if you'd done that 18 and a half years ago, we wouldn't have this problem today.
He was quite hysterical. He seemed to think it was all your fault.
My fault?
For deserting me and leaving him fatherless.
Damn it, I didn't even know about Les until 5 minutes ago.
He's very confused.
He's confused.
If you could have seen him this morning, I should have insisted he stayed in bed. He's only got to learn a driver's license, you see.
A learner driving license?
He said he'd made up his mind to come to the hospital and find out who his father was.
What?
And before I could stop him, he jumped in my car and drove off.
Oh, my God!
I got in a taxi and followed.
Wretched boy.
He's downstairs at reception.
Reception?
Don't you see? Instead of his father's bones lying in some crevice halfway up the Himalayas, you're actually alive and available.
Oh, no, I'm not. I may be alive, Miss Tate, but I'm not available. I'm delivering the Ponsonby lecture at 12 o'clock.
Just see him for 5 minutes.
I can't. Sir Willoughby Drake is waiting to vet my speech. Look, give me your telephone number. I'll try to ring you this afternoon.
That's no good.
It's the best I can do. Just get Leslie out of St. Andrews now.
I can't.
You must.
I can't. He's with the police sergeant who arrested him.
Police sergeant?
drunk in charge, driving while on exceeding the speed limit, no insurance, and assaulting an officer.
Thank you. And now scene 2. With Phil Adams again, and Phil Hesketh as Hubert. A scene in which Dr. Mortimer attempts to recruit the help of his colleague, Dr. Hubert Bonney, a sweet but gullible physician.
Miss Tate is that young boy's mother?
Hubert, I think the time has come.
What for?
To confide in you. Now listen, I'm only going to say this once and very fast. Hubert, it concerns Miss Tate.
Mrs. Leslie.
Don't interrupt, please.
Sorry.
That's all right. Just listen. Nurse Tate is that young boy's mother.
But she said she had no family.
That was a little white lie. He's her illegitimate son.
Illegitimate?
She's never been married.
Never been... what about that man who fell in the Himalayas?
Rubbish.
What about her second husband, Mr. Leslie with his gout?
Rubbish.
And his piles?
Piles of rubbish. She's never been married at all. The boy is a result of a liaison between Nurse Tate and a young doctor in this hospital 19 years ago.
Good God.
That surprises you, does it?
Well, it certainly does.
Well, you'd better hold very tight then. The boy's father...
Yes?
...is you.
Me?
Yes, Hubert, you.
But I promise you, David, I never did anything like that with Miss Tate.
I know you didn't, but I can't own up to it, can I, you fool?
I assure you, I never touched... You own up to it?
Rosemary would make my life utter hell. The Ponsonby lecture will go up in a puff of smoke. I could certainly kiss goodbye to being head physician at St. Andrews. And as for a knighthood, well...
hang on a second. Are you telling me that you are the father of that boy down there?
Well done, Hubert.
You mean you and Nurse Tate?
You've put 2 and 2 together very well, Hubert.
Oh, my whole world is turning upside down.
Mine's none too steady either.
But the boy doesn't even appear to know you.
All he knows is that his father was a young doctor here 19 years ago and still works in the hospital. You fit the bill perfectly.
With one tiny exception. It wasn't me who seduced Nurse Tate.
Well, you would have done if you'd got half a chance.
Well, that's beside the point.
Hubert! It's too late for me to own up. I've already told him I'm a clergyman recovering from gout and piles.
What?
If you're going to tell a lie, tell a whopper. Hubert, please. You've got nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose?
Well, you're not delivering the Ponsonby lecture at 12 o'clock, are you?
No, but that's not got anything to do with...
And you're not too likely to be mentioned as nominated as head physician here, are you?
Well, maybe not, but
And you're not even in line for an American Express card, let alone a knighthood.
None of this has anything to do... I've already got an American Express card.
Hubert, above all, you don't have a wife to worry about.
I've got a dippy old mother to worry about.
A dippy old mother? My wife is in the hospital stalking the corridor.
My mother's at home stuffing the turkey.
If Rosemary finds out about this, it'll be more than the turkey that gets stuffed.
Well, that's still no good reason for me to adopt your son.
It's only for an hour or so. Simply introduce yourself to Leslie.
What's the dog got to do with it?
Forget the dog. There is no dog. The boy's name is Leslie.
The same as the fellow with the gout.
That was Mr. Leslie. Only there is no Mr. Leslie. Hubert, erase Mr. Leslie and Mr. Tate and the dog and the dead mother and the 34 bus. Erase all of them from your mind. The boy's first name is Leslie. All you have to do is introduce yourself to him as his long-lost daddy and accompany him to the police station.
Police station?
There's a few minor formalities concerning some motoring offences.
Oh, my goodness.
As soon as I finish my lecture, I'll go and tell Leslie the truth.
You will?
Of course, a piece of cake.
Well, it's a hell of a thing to ask.
And my letter to the hospital board will be in the post tonight.
What letter?
Recommending you for the position of Dean of the Faculty.
Dean of Faculty?
Dean of the Faculty.
Oh, but that's bribery.
Your diagnoses are always spot on. Hubert, please, I'm desperate.
We don't even know that Nurse Tate will agree to it.
She'll have no alternative.
No, I am no good at this sort of thing.
Oh, nonsense. You're one of the stalwarts of the St. Andrews Operatic and Dramatic Group.
But this is for real. I'll never get away with it.
Of course you will. It's only for half an hour at the most.
No, I really can't.
Nothing can go wrong.
I've heard that before.
Please, you're my only chance, Hubert.
Ask Dr. Connolly to do it.
Don't be daft. He was about 7 years old when Leslie was born.
Well, there must be someone else you can ask.
There is no time.
I'll have to think about it.
There is no time, and there isn't anyone else. Only
surely one of the other doctors here could do it.
Hubert! There's nobody else who can help me.
God almighty.
Well, he's about the only one.
Thank you. And now, the Woody Allen classic. Play It Again, Sam, with Don Bryant, John Bailey, and Diane Ficarra. Neurotic film critic Alan Felix has just gone through a messy divorce, and his friends, Linda and Dick Christie, come to his apartment to give him some emotional support.
Alan, are you all right?
Oh, you poor thing.
Why didn't you call as soon as she left?
I didn't want to bother you.
Not bother us? For God's sakes, what are friends for?
What reason did she give for wanting a divorce?
She wants to laugh. She doesn't laugh enough. Insufficient laughter. That's grounds for divorce. And skiing. She wants to go skiing. She wants to ski down a mountain laughing like an idiot.
Just let me call my office and let them know where I am. I rushed out of a business meeting the second you called. They must have thought I was crazy.
Have you heard from her?
I heard from the firm of Schulman and Weiss. They had me sign some papers, and Nancy went to Mexico. It's funny, we went to Mexico on our honeymoon. Spent the entire 2 weeks in bed. I had dysentery.
Hello, George. Did they agree to the terms? Ah, hell. Well, if we blow it, we blow it.
Don't you cook anything but TV dinners?
Who cooks them? I suck them frozen.
Let me tell you where you can reach me. I'll be at Grand Marseille, 79205, for a little while. And then I'll be at Murray Hill, 54774 for about 15 minutes. And then I'll be at Templeton, 85548. And then I'll be home. That's Lee, 58343. Yeah, right, George. Bye.
It's a phone booth on the corner. You want me to run down and get the number? You'll be passing it.
I'm sorry, Alan.
She wants to be a swinger. All of a sudden, married life is no good.
Don't get all worked up.
I gave her a home with affection and security. This was the little girl I found waiting on tables at the Hip Bagel. I used to come in every night and overtip her. $1.50 on a 35-cent check.
Nancy was impulsive. We all knew that about her.
She didn't leave impulsively. She talked about it for months. I just couldn't believe that she'd go through with it. I'm such a naive jerk. I'm lying in bed with her and she's looking up lawyers in the yellow pages.
Look at the bright side. You're free. You'll go out, you'll meet exciting new girls and flirt. There'll be parties, and you'll have affairs with married women, sexual relations with girls of every race, creed, and color.
You get tired of that. Besides, those things never happened to me. I managed to fool one girl into loving me, and now she's gone.
See how he downgrades himself. Don't you think there are plenty of women in the world who would find him attractive?
Huh? Oh, of course.
The world is full of eligible women.
Not like Nancy. She was a lovely thing. I used to lie in bed at night and watch her sleep. Once in a while, she'd wake up and she'd see me. She'd let out a scream.
He really loved her. I feel like crying.
Why do you feel like crying? A man makes an investment and it doesn't pay off.
Could I get an aspirin? I'm getting a little headache.
He's having a breakdown and you're getting sick?
Don't get upset.
I'm not upset. I had a very rough day today.
You want an aspirin?
No.
I ate all the aspirins. How about Darvans?
Oh, that's okay. My analyst once suggested Darvon when I had migraines.
I used to get migraines, but my analyst cured me. Now I get tremendous cold sores.
Oh, I still do. Big, ugly ones from tension.
I don't think analysis can help me. I may need a lobotomy.
With mine on vacation, I feel paralyzed.
The two of you should get married and move into a hospital.
You want a fresco with your Darvan?
Unless you have apple juice.
Oh, apple juice and Darvan are fantastic together.
Have you ever had Librium and tomato juice?
I haven't personally, but another neurotic tells me they are unbelievable.
Can I just get a Coke with nothing in it?
He's suffering for her so. It's kind of sweet in a way. Would you suffer for me like that?
Oh, sure, I'd suffer, but I wouldn't go crazy. You're like him. The two of you can get emotionally wrapped up in a weather report.
He never should have married Nancy.
He never mentioned anything. I thought they were getting along.
That's because you're so busy all the time. You never see what's going on around you. Didn't you think it was strange he was married, and yet he still couldn't get a date for New Year's Eve?
Why are you getting so overwrought?
Oh, these things upset me. I'm experiencing a wave of insecurity. If I knew a nice girl for him.
You know models. There must be somebody in your agency.
Not that many single ones.
What about Carol?
Engaged.
And Doreen?
She's living with a priest.
What about Zarita, that model at Dawn's party?
For Alan, my God, she'd eat him alive. There'd be nothing left but his glasses. No, this is going to be a little problem.
You know, I'm glad you two came over. I'm feeling a little better.
Listen, Alan, Linda and I are going out for dinner tonight. We'll invite a nice girl and the four of us will go out together.
Oh, no. I don't think so.
Oh, come on. You've got to get out of the house.
I haven't looked at another woman in 2 years. I'm out of practice.
Oh, come on, Alan. You've invested your emotions in a losing stock. It was wiped out, dropped off the board. What do? You reinvest, maybe in a more stable stock, something with long-term growth possibilities.
Who are you trying to fix me up with? Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner, and Smith?
Oh, come on, Alan. Shape up.
A pretty girl? Because she'd have to be damn good to do anything for my morale at all.
Who can we get for him?
You mean you don't even have anybody in mind?
Oh, no. We've got several people in mind.
What kind do you like?
He likes neurotics.
I like blondes.
Sally Keller is blonde.
Oh, she's not the brightest girl in the world.
What does she do?
She dances in a cage at the discotheque.
Forget it.
Oh, come on. You might even be able to get her into bed.
Into bed? With my luck, I wouldn't be able to get her into a chair.
Well, the girls that look the way you want them to don't usually have great minds. Hey, what about Sharon?
What about Sharon?
I like the name.
Sharon Lake. She works for John Edelman, the photographer. She's his assistant.
And she's a bright girl and very cute.
Okay, let's go.
Call her.
Sharon? Hi, Linda. How are you? Good. Listen, Dick and I are having dinner with a friend tonight, and we thought you might want to join us. No, that's nothing. We have the radio on. Alan Felix. You don't know him. He's a friend of Dick's.
Attractive. A writer. A widower. My wife died in a mineshaft explosion.
Well, he's a lot of fun. I think you'll like him.
Listen, if she doesn't want to, forget it. I don't need this aggravation.
Okay. We'll pick you up with the car. 8:00. A simple dress? Oh, sure. Flats are okay.
Let her wear heels. What am I, Toulouse-Lautrec?
Okay. We'll pick you up. Okay. Bye. You're set.
I have very mixed feelings. What if I have this chick in bed and Nancy comes in?
Oh, let's not hope for too much the first night, Alan.
Did she say anything about me?
She doesn't know you. How could she say anything?
You know, you never said I was a widower.
I got you the date. You tell her the part about your wife's death.
Oh, I am so excited.
All right, we'll pick Sharon up because she lives 2 blocks from us, and then the 3 of us will pick you up. See you in about 10 after 8. I can't stay out late, though. I have a business meeting tomorrow morning.
Listen, if there's anything at all you want, if the dishes pile up or if you need a bed made.
Hello, yeah, this is Mr. Christie. I'm leaving the Grand Marseille number now and proceeding due north to the Murray Hill number.
Let's eat at Tavern on the Green. It's a perfect night to dine out in Central Park.
Oh, wonderful. It's so romantic there.
Besides, I think it's going to rain. You'll be all right.
Sure, I'll be fine. I'll shower and douse my body with high karate. Now I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Well, goodbye.
I'm better. I'm scared.
Thank you. And now, a monologue from Sweethearts with Ulrich Lane as Jasmine. Jasmine is bipolar, and she's come to a restaurant to meet her blind date, Arliss.
Do you have a light? I need to smoke so desperately, and you don't smoke. I'm sure you don't smoke. Or maybe you do smoke and I'm judging a book. Am I being hasty? I know I'm being manic, but I really need a cigarette. Secondhand smoke does kill. I was reading one of my father's medical journals. I have a predilection for reading medical journals. That was a big word. Oh, that was obnoxious, wasn't it? Sorry, I do that sometimes. I think I'm trying to impress you. But I have all these medical journals in my apartment unrecycled. I have copious amounts. Oh, there I go again. Copious amounts of unrecycled paper just sitting in my apartment. It's really criminal. What I should do is to be conservative and environment-friendly is to get online. Are you online? I'm really looking forward to Webstock. I think that sort of thing could change our democracy. Do you have an email address that I could email you something? 10 years ago, I almost drowned in a bathtub. And did you know that when you're starting to drown and the water is coming into your lungs, it's similar to sleeping, or the feeling is similar to sleeping? I mean, I don't know. I didn't drown or anything. It was kind of funny. Ew. I guess she had to be there. But if you think of the Titanic and all of those people asleep in their deck chairs, it is a far more palatable tragedy. What? Do I seem crazy? Oh, I'm not crazy. I may talk a lot, but I'm not crazy. If you met someone really crazy, I'm telling you, you know it. The most disturbed person I ever met was my roommate, Elizabeth. She was a borderline paranoid schizophrenic, worst halitosis in the world, bar none. And she was attracted to me. Ew! Oh, although she did come from a very wealthy family. So when they came to take her out to dinner, I cashed in my chips on that one. Oh, don't look at me like that. Yes, I spent some time in the hospital. So, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Although a lot of people do agree my mom should never have had children. I shan't. I've had my tubes tied.
Thank you. And now, from the film A Fish Called Wanda, with Fred Calcinari, Allison Rakowski, and Bob Boucher. Wanda Gershowitz is a romantic grifter, and Otto West is a mean-spirited weapons expert. They're also lovers, pretending to be brother and sister. After being double-crossed in a diamond heist by a fellow criminal, Wanda attempts to seduce the criminal's attorney, Archie Leach, who is trapped in a loveless marriage, and she tries to get back an important piece of jewelry connected to the crime.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, Archie, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Oh my God. Look, Archie. Oh, it's beautiful.
Isn't it wonderful?
Whose is it?
It belongs to someone in the chambers.
And where are they?
Hong Kong. Gone for weeks.
Nice rug, Archie.
May I?
Archie, what are you doing?
The poker, I think. You make me feel free.
Free?
Wanda, do you have any idea what it's like being English? Being so correct all the time? Being so stifled by this dread of doing the wrong thing? Of saying to someone, "Are you married?" And hearing, "My wife left me this morning." Or saying, "Do you have children?" And being told, "They all burned to death on Wednesday." You see, Wanda, we're all terrified of embarrassment. That's why we're so dead. Most of my friends are dead. We have these piles of corpses to dinner. But you're alive, God bless you. And I want to be. Oh, I'm so fed up with all this. I want to make love to you, Wanda. I'm a good lover. At least, I used to be back in the early 14th century. Can we go to bed?
Yeah.
Hang on. Mind your head. Oh, I think I love you.
Archie, can I ask you a question?
Anything.
Where's my locket?
I couldn't get it.
What?
My wife wouldn't give it back. Look, I got you this instead. Like it?
No. Archie, I have to have mine.
Oh, what's the matter? Why?
My mother gave it to me on her deathbed.
I am sorry. All right, darling. I'll get it for you.
You promise?
I'll think of something.
Sex is very difficult for me with somebody that I don't trust completely.
I promise. I'll get it. Okay?
Oh, I love you, Archie. I've loved you since the second I saw you.
What was that?
What?
Your brother didn't bring you here this time, did he?
No.
He has no idea.
He doesn't have a clue.
What?
He is so dumb.
Really?
He thought the Gettysburg Address was where Lincoln lived.
All those terrible lies he told about the CIA. So painful.
Oh, and when he heard that your daughter's name was Portia,
Yeah.
he said, "Why did they name her after a car?" Oh, I love the way you laugh.
I love you. You're funny. How come a girl as bright as you could have a brother who's so...
Don't call me stupid!
Ah! Jesus Christ!
Come on!
Otto! Ouch! Otto! Ouch!
Come on, I'll deal with you later.
What have you done with her?
Oh, she's all right.
Otto!
Now apologize.
Otto!
What?
Apologize.
Oh, shit.
Are you totally deranged?
You pompous, stuck-up, snot-nosed English giant twerp scumbag dickhead asshole!
How very interesting. You're a true Bulgarian, aren't you?
You're the Bulgarian, you schmuck. Now apologize.
Me to you?
Apologize. Apologize. Apologize?
All right. I apologize.
You're really sorry?
I'm really, really sorry. I apologize unreservedly.
You take it all back?
I do. I offer a complete and utter retraction. The imputation was totally without basis in fact and was in no way a fair comment and was motivated purely by malice, and I deeply regret any distress my comments may have caused you or your family, and I hereby undertake not to repeat any such slander at any time in the future.
Okay.
What have you done?
Nothing. He fainted.
What are you doing here? Are you stupid?
Don't call me stupid. And you said you love him.
Oh, that's right, Otto. Now, here's a multiple choice question for you. A, Wanda was lying. B, Wanda was telling the truth. Which one you gonna pick?
What was the first question again? You said you weren't even planning on seeing him.
Because I knew you'd come along and screw it up. I was dealing with something delicate, Otto. I'm setting up a guy who's incredibly important to us, who's going to tell me where the loot is and if they're going to arrest you. And you come loping in here like Rambo without a jockstrap, dangling a gun in front of him like a madman. Now, was that smart?
Okay.
Was it shrewd? Was it good tactics? Or was it stupid?
Don't call me stupid.
Oh, right. To call you stupid would be an insult to stupid people. I've known sheep who could outwit you. I've worn dresses with higher IQs, but you think you're an intellectual, don't you, ape?
Apes don't read philosophy.
Yes, they do, Otto. They just don't understand it. Now, let me correct you on a couple of things, okay? Aristotle was not Belgian. The central message of Buddhism is not every man for himself, and the London Underground is not a political movement. Those were all mistakes. I looked them up. Now, you have just assaulted the one man who can make you rich and keep you out of jail. So, what are you going to do about it? What would an intellectual do? What would Plato do?
Apologize.
Pardon me?
Apologize.
What?
Apologize!
Right.
I'm sorry.
No, not to me, to Archie, and make it good or we're dead.
I'm so very, very fuck you. I'm very, very very. Okay.
Oh, no, please.
Look. I just want to apologize.
No, please leave. I'll finish it with Wanda. Please go.
Oh, okay, just wait. Where are you going? I'm just trying to speak to you.
Oh, leave me alone for Christ's sake.
I just want to apologize. Yeah, it's all right. Calm down. Hey, what? Did you just shut up a second? Hey, where are you running?
Otto, what are you doing? Jesus Christ!
Thank you. And now our final performance of the evening, A New Sunrise, with Kate Miller, Donna Goldfarb, and Bill Burr. And in this scene, two eccentric ladies arrive at the front porch of their local funeral home carrying suitcases and a surprising decision.
Oof! Watch where you're going, can't you?
Well, don't stop so suddenly. I almost dropped John.
I told you you should have left that idiot canary at home.
But who would look after him?
No one.
But he'd die if no one fed him.
That's the idea.
Oh, I don't know how you can be so heartless to poor John. What did he ever do to you?
After all the times he's done his duty on my furniture, you can ask that?
But I love him, even if he is naughty sometimes. Are you certain this is the place?
Of course I'm certain. We came here when poor Jennifer died.
Oh, yes. But that was a long time ago. Perhaps they've moved.
Cassandra, didn't you see the sign beside the gate?
What sign?
Oh, never mind. Take my word for it. This is the place. Well, come along now. Up the steps, Cassandra. I'll help you.
Oh, thank you, Electra. But I must be careful not to trip over your umbrella. Why did we bring our umbrellas anyway? There's not a cloud in the sky.
Oh, well, you can never tell. It rains here at the slightest sign of a cloud. Well, here we are.
Yes. What do we do now?
We sit and wait. Choose a comfortable chair here on the porch. It may be a long wait.
Oh, very well. Oh, these chairs are dusty.
Well, don't you have something in that bag you can use to dust them off with?
Let me see. Oh, yes. Here's no petticoat.
What on earth did you bring that along for?
Oh, because of the lace on it. It's the prettiest lace I have. Cousin Agatha made it years ago.
Well, sit down and take the weight off your feet.
Much as you seem to think I am not heavy.
Who said you are?
I'm just merely pleasingly plump.
Oh, sit down. And just sit down. And put that petticoat away. It looks indecent.
Oh dear, I didn't realize. I wouldn't display anything obscene for anything in the world.
Oh, for heaven's sake, sit down.
Yes, Electra. I'm thirsty.
I might have known. Then have a drop of your wine, but only a drop.
Oh, do you really think I should? Out in broad daylight like this? On a public street?
It really makes little difference now.
Oh, don't talk morbid, Electra. You'll upset me.
Drink your wine.
Thank you, dear. Wouldn't you like a drop?
Perhaps later.
This will take the chill off.
Cassandra, it was 5 minutes ago, 87 degrees by the bank thermometer as we passed it.
Oh, perhaps so. But this place gives me a chill. I felt it as soon as we entered the gate.
That's just your imagination. It is at least 87 degrees on the porch now, if not more.
I wish I had my shawl. Do you think I'd look good in a shawl?
You look fine just the way you are.
Should I hold my lace handkerchief? I just happen to have it with me.
I think the handkerchief would look very nice. Carry it if you want to.
Thank you, Electra. It's a shame you can't carry your clock with you since you love it so.
Yes, I really don't know why I brought it this far. I suppose because I just couldn't bear to leave it in that deserted house.
That's the way I felt about John.
Mama left me this clock in her will. It's been in the family for generations. And now there's no one left it to leave it to.
It's a magnificent clock. I've always admired it.
Well, if you weren't going with me, I'd leave it to you. But it wouldn't do you any good.
Oh, if only I could have it.
Well, no need wishing now.
Oh, isn't the sunset beautiful today?
Now, don't go getting morbid, Cassandra.
I'm not. I'm just thinking.
Then stop thinking.
I wonder how long we'll have to wait.
Try not to think about that.
Oh, dear.
I know. It is a bit of a wait.
Oh. Getting chilly again.
I know. Well, put that shawl. Do you need? Oh, yours should be fine. It's nice. It's just nice.
Okay.
Have another sip.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Who's out there?
Only us, Mr. Hector.
Who's us?
Electra and Cassandra.
Oh, it's been years since I've seen you. It's nice to see you ladies.
Thank you, Mr. Hector.
But what are you doing sitting on my porch?
Just waiting, Mr. Hector.
Waiting. Waiting for what? Nothing ever happens here.
Oh, don't say that. Something's going to happen, and soon. Right here on your porch.
And those bags and stuff, what did you bring those here for?
We just thought it could keep us company while we wait.
And what are you waiting for?
We're waiting to die, Mr. Hector.
What?
We're waiting to die.
Well, who isn't, but why on my front porch?
Can you think of a better place? This is the local funeral home, isn't it? And you are the only undertaker in town, aren't you? What more natural place than your porch?
But I don't understand.
Then you won't have to send the hearse to our house to pick us up. We're here, you see, all ready.
Ladies, this is a bit of a shock.
Oh, would you like a little glass of my wine, Mr. Hector?
I don't mind if I do. Oh.
This will help to calm you. Your hand is shaking.
It's just that this sort of thing has never happened to me before. Not one, but two corpses come to me alive.
We expect you to take care of our funeral arrangements. We'll pay in advance, naturally.
Naturally?
Well, naturally.
We'll leave the details completely in your hands. I have our wills here in my valise, and if you will inspect them, I think you'll find everything quite legal.
Well, I think I'll sit here on the step and to read this. Don't mind me.
Take your time. We are.
Another glass of wine, Mr. Hector?
I don't usually have but one, but under the circumstances, yes, I will.
Good for you, Mr. Hector. You're a man after my own heart.
Mm-hmm.
That was an unfortunate observation, Cassandra.
Oh, Mr. Hector understands what I mean.
My dear ladies, if only I did.
It's quite simple, sir. We just want to pass away quietly on your porch.
You both seem so healthy. How do you propose to pass away so promptly?
We did have a deal of trouble deciding on the means of our going, Mr. Hector, but we finally decided on poison wine.
Wine?
Oh, don't worry, sir. The poison has not yet been put in.
What poison?
This poison.
I mean, what kind of poison?
Arsenic.
Well, couldn't you pick something a little less fatal?
Well, that's the idea, Mr. Hector. It must be fatal. Quick and fatal. Neither one of us can stand suffering.
Well, forgive me for being personal, but you are both healthy, aren't you?
Oh, quite. Frankly, we want to go before we become ill. There's nothing worse than a long, incurable illness. My mother was a case in point. She lived in torture for 2 long years. We simply will not allow that to happen to either of us. So here we are with our wine. We're ready to go.
The light is getting dim. I'll just turn on the light for you, and I'll take the wills inside to finish reading. Will you excuse me, please?
Certainly, sir. Now we can be seen better.
Your glass.
Oh, keep it with my compliments. I have another one for Electra.
I see that you are well prepared.
He seems to be a bit upset.
Oh, that's not surprising. How would you feel if a couple of eccentric old ladies appeared on your porch and announced that they were going to die there in front of the whole town?
Yes, I see your point. Poor man. Perhaps we shouldn't put him through this. It is a bit cruel.
No backing out now, Cassandra. Remember our pact.
I remember. I think I'll have another drop. Do join me now, Electra.
Oh, very well. Just a snort to be sociable, since you insist.
This is one of Daddy's old bottles. How he loved the bouquet.
Oh.
It's our last bottle, Electra. You know.
I know.
Oh, I feel so warm and cozy. No chill now.
Just a warm glow?
Yes, Electra. I'm glowing.
Thank you. And that concludes our performance for this evening. Thank you to our audience, our performers, and to the GPAC board and our sponsor, Kennebunk Savings. And if our team could come back and take their bows. And they are Bill Burr, Katie Macon-Boucher, Barbara and Tom Dunnington, Phil Adams, Sean McCarthy, Phil Hesketh, Don Bryant, Diane Ficara, John Bailey, Laurie Lane, Allison Rakowski, Fred Calcinari, Bob Boucher, Donald Goldfarb, Kate Miller, and me filling in for Bill Burr.